If someone told you to just buy an index fund and forget about it, that advice wasn't wrong. It's actually the advice that I give people who are just starting out as well. But I want to tell you about the exact moment I realized that that advice had quietly stopped working for me. I'd been running my own portfolio the same way for years. So same fund, same monthly amount going in. I never touched it. And honestly, I felt responsible for that. I felt like I was doing the smart thing, the disciplined thing. Then a mentor of mine, a woman who had built a business making real money, she asked me a question that stopped me, right? She said, why is the amount that you have in there? Why not more? Why not less? Why that specific number? And I couldn't answer her. Not because I didn't understand investing. I'd spent years inside an investment company before I ever started teaching. I understood the mechanics completely. I just realized in that moment that I was running my own money on a decision I'd made years earlier and never once revisited it. Here's the belief that I want to challenge today. Most people think, oh, just set it and forget it, and it's a complete strategy. But something you do once and you are done is not really a strategy, but it is a starting point. And nobody ever tells you when that starting point stops being enough. There's no alert on your phone, there's no milestone, no moment where someone taps you on the shoulder to say, okay, now it's time to actually look at this again. So most people just don't look at their portfolio anymore, not because they are careless, because the original advice worked so well at getting them started that questioning it now feels like doing something wrong. So I want to walk you through why that happens and what to actually do about it in 3 parts. So part 1, why set and forget was right for year 1 when you are just starting out to invest. The single most important thing is actually momentum. So getting money into the market at all consistently without overthinking every decision. So if you're spending hours, agonizing over which fund, which platform, which percentage, you are far more likely to do nothing at all. So the advice exists for a good reason because it removes friction that stops people from starting. And I want to be really clear here. I'm not telling you that advice was wrong. I followed it myself. And most successful investors do. The problem isn't the advice. The problem is what happens after you follow it. So now for part 2, why does it stop being enough? Here's what nobody tells you when you are just starting out. Your life changes. Your income changes. What you actually need from your money also changes. The amount that you were comfortable putting in 5 years ago might be far too little now, or it might be sitting in the wrong place entirely for what you are actually trying to build at the moment. But because the fund is automated, because it is running quietly in the background, it feels like it is finished, right? Done, handled, and it becomes invisible. I see this constantly with people who have built something real. So a business, a career, consistent income on paper. Their investment setup looks responsible. So index fund, pension, some savings, earning interest. Or ask them to explain why the amount in one is what it is, or whether it matches where they are now versus where they were years ago, and most people cannot answer. That's not a failure on your part or on their part. It's just what happens when good starter advice never gets revisited. So now let's talk about part 3, what to actually do instead. This is the part that actually matters. The fix is not to abandon the index fund or start day trading or chasing something more exciting. That would be swinging from one extreme to the other, and it actually makes things worse, not better. The fix is much simpler than that. It is building a habit of revisiting your decisions, not constantly, but doing it on purpose. I think about a portfolio in 3 parts: what protects you when things get uncomfortable, what grows steadily with a clear reason for being there, and what gives you real upside, sized carefully. So if one part doesn't work out, it doesn't threaten everything else that you have built. So that structure doesn't remove the index fund. It just gives it a specific job for a specific reason instead of just being the thing that you picked and left alone. Here's what I want you to actually do after watching this. Not more research, not a to-do list, not all of those things. Go look at your portfolio today, whatever is in there, and ask yourself honestly, is this what I'll choose if I were deciding today, or is it just what I chose once a long time ago and I never looked at it again? That question alone will tell you more than another hour of research would. So if you want the full process for actually answering this properly, I run a workshop most weeks walking through exactly how to do it. So there's a link in the description if you would like to join. And if you rather just talk through it first, message me the word portfolio on Instagram, is also in the description, and I'll point you in the right direction. I'll see you in the next one.